Hi, Oliver. Welcome to Stories and Stanza.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Could you briefly introduce yourself to our audience?
I use journaling as a tool for myself, for my own mental health. And then later on, I studied creative writing and journalism. It's been life-changing just because it opened up so many doors. And essentially that took me to where I am today, where now I'm teaching shadow journaling, and it's just ridiculous to see how fast people have results from it.
Why I started this series called Fail With Me is that to understand what are we putting inside that box that we label as failure.
It's not an objective definition of what failure is, because you can just as easily take it as a learning experience. I've had a lot of my own mental health issues, and it's also one of the reasons why I'm teaching this. But particularly, I was interested in men and mental health. I have failed, or I have struggled. I have lived through pain, and I get got through to the other side of it. And essentially normalizing that conversation where we say, it's I'm not going to tell you that it's okay that you talk about these things. I am going to show you by talking about these things.
So, for our audience, can you give us an overview of shadow work?
I don't know how many people are familiar with Jung. I'm sure people are familiar with the name at least. And he talked a lot about shadow work, but there's lots of people have been working with Jung's concepts since. On a very simple explanation of it, I'll use Robert Bly, an amazing writer, his description of it. He says the first 20 years of our lives, we take, we fill our shadow. He calls it a sack, a backpack. The point is that we spend 20 years chucking in this backpack. And then Robert Bly says we spend the rest of our lives unpacking it, because there's so many things in there that we have to now deal with.
A lot of people journal, but that is at a very superficial level,
Mm.
right? And to get the real benefits and to be free from these patterns is that they have to go deeper and understand this.
Without curiosity, you just accept it on face value and say, this is how I feel. I'm tired. But curiosity drives you to that point of going, I've got a range of techniques that I teach and a range of techniques that I use.